It isn't too bad. I should have done this before.
Glossary number 59.
Oh, nice. Number 59 is listener-generated. In fact, this one's come on fast, and it caused a lot of controversy. Ire Bob. That refers to Boston Celtics center Robert Parrish, who was busted for possession of dope. Ire is a Rastafarian term meaning, well, let's just say it's a relaxed state, a state that one could probably enter into by hanging out with Ire Bob Parrish. I think that was one of the best ones. That came from a listener on a world tour stop.
Glossary number 58.
I probably should have listened to this first. Number 58, late entry, and also listener-generated. This one came yesterday, in fact, off the fax machine. I like this a lot. Blue line, referring to Kings goaltender Rob Stauber, who feels the need to come out to the blue line to cut down angles and challenge opposing players. This may be forcing the issue just a tad. I like that, though, a lot. Blue line for Rob Stauber. That's number 58.
Glossary number 57.
Larry leadoff. That's Padre Tony Gwynn. He was asked to bat leadoff for the first time this year. Spent the first part of spring telling people he was quite happy to bat first. So happy, in fact, that you could call him Larry leadoff.
Glossary number 56.
56. Grudge mode. Fairly typical state of the midday listener. If you have some sort of grudge, you must be in grudge mode.
Glossary number 55.
Anabolic. That came from the night show. It's taken from a type of steroid, and since steroids produce excessively aggressive behavior, anabolic refers to that caller or sports figure that is overtly belligerent. You know, like Bobby Knight, Rob Dibble, Shaq the other night on Alvin Robertson. Anabolic.
Glossary number 54.
This guy's a beauty. One of our favorites. Number 54 is Whino. Whino, referring to ESPN analyst, if you can call him that, Beano Cook. I don't know what kind of name Beano is, but this guy comes off more like a wino, homing for everything on the East Coast and dissing anything west of the Mississippi. A classic Whino occurred when he said, quote, "That guy on the West Coast has a shot at the Heisman. What's his name? Marshall something?" Definitely a Whino instead of a Beano.
Glossary number 53.
You know what these are? The clones. You know them. You may work with one. You may live with one. You may hear them on the show. In short, they're users and or abusers of the glossary. They sound just like Romy the host. For those of you who are now stuck with Rome clones and you want your original partner back or friend, sorry, we haven't figured out how to deal with that yet.
Glossary number 52.
Here's a good one. Choke City. You haven't heard that for a while. That's takeoff on Rip City, i.e. Portland and the Trailblazers. They can't win the big one despite having an abundance of physical talent. If ever there was a team that Jalen Rose should play for on the next level, unless the next level is the CBA for him, it's the Portland Trailblazers, and they reside in Choke City.
Glossary number 51.
Indiana Rome. That's me. That relates to the travails of the World Tour. The World Tour is when I go to vacation spots such as Redlands, Brea, Whittier, to visit with you, the Yobless. The problem is, travel got to be a problem. One time, we flew a Cessna to Redlands. I knew I was in trouble when the pilot broke out the manual before we took off. Sure enough, I ended up landing that plane on the roof of Rubens. I was Indiana. All right, there you have it. From 69 to 51. We'll break, we'll come back, we'll pick it up a little bit. It's the glossary. Keep your tapes going. Up and down.